This national anthem is incomplete. So can we have it again from Wikipedia? And this is the second time I'm observing that when this national anthem is in place, to get to this particular point and it stops. So I don't know whether the purpose that the national anthem is not complete or whether it is from the system.
We are going to Wikipedia now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the press. And good evening, the Biafra Republic Government in Exile Cabinet. And of course, those who will be joining us this evening. Today is a very special day in the struggle and the liberation of Biafra, as we are going to unveil the Biafra urban development and planning, the roadmap to the Biafra liberation and the Biafra independence. So on this note, this is kind of a surprise to Biafra people, as it was not well publicized for the best reason known to us. So we decided that as we're stepping into a historic week, that the sit at home for the liberation of Biafra, for the release of Mazin Andikano, and in preparation for the Biafra self-referendum, it is a good thing that the Biafra people will know the package and the planning of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, what we intend to do, how we intend to develop Biafra, and the professionals that are serving you in Biafra Republic Government in Exile. Today, I am very happy to introduce to the Biafra people the Minister of Urban Development and Planning, the name of Dr. Reverend Ebenezer Anene. He is going to unveil for the very first time in the history of Biafra struggle and liberation the planning of the urban development of Biafra Republic. So I welcome you, Minister Anene, and I really want that you give a brief background of whom you are, because the Biafra people need to know the caliber of people serving them in the government, that we are not here to joke. So I welcome you. Can you put Minister on the screen as well? Minister Kwarawa. All right, I welcome you, Dr. Ebenezer, to this particular wonderful day that the Lord has made. You're welcome again.
Thank you, my Prime Minister, for the accolades. I appreciate you. Though I'm not all that you have said in terms of being a doctor, but I serve God to claim that as an accolade. My name is Ebenezer Anene from Umubuaka in Anambra State. I have been in America over 40 years, have done a lot of projects. I've been involved in some cities as planning commissioner for cities in Houston area, around some of the cities in Houston area. And I have done a lot of work with, I don't know if you guys know, the university that most Nigerians has been in, and Africans, I would say, that is the cities07 University. I was a project manager for the entire university. And we did over $300 million project at a time. So when it comes to projects, I'm very, very detailed in what I do. And when I came here, I saw the environment. I took that in school. I was at the College of Architecture. We did architecture and did a planning management. And we have done a lot of work. Here in Houston area, we have built a lot of buildings. We have done a lot of subdivisions or master planning that many cities have taken care of. So I'm going to make it short because of the time. It's a lot. I have 5 people on my team that will display their knowledge and understanding what we've talked about and put together for all this to acknowledge. We will be the #1 nation in terms of beauty. I guarantee you that any Biafran that comes home, they will not want to leave again, because we have a very good and established nation from one end to the other, all over. And I appreciate the opportunity to serve, and I will do the best work that is as long as I live. So I want to start some demonstration on the things that we've done in terms of the planning here as a nation. I want you to pay attention. Some of them are technical, but I should answer those questions for you. Because of the time schedule, I hope if I'm not getting anything right, just let me know so I could click on it. Okay, this is what I want to show us. I hope I'm open to the screen now.
Yes.
Okay. A hands-on person, but I'm not a computer whiz. Okay. I don't know if you have seen this neighborhood. Okay. Can you all see this?
Yes.
Okay. This is a typical neighborhood, a part of master plan. We have to develop things like this. When you look at it, you see the grasses over here, you see the grasses over here, you see the trees over there, you see the homes around it. It's a street and a cul-de-sac that we will develop once Biafra comes. You will not want to leave Biafra again. These are homes, individual single homes that people will buy and build. And you see the place is clean. Why is it clean? Because of all the grasses, and we get oxygen, better oxygen with all these grasses and trees. This is what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to call in my team to join me in providing what we're going to need as a Biafran nation. Now, also, this is another system. The first one you saw has to do with individual housing, homes, single family homes. This is multi-family homes. We will design this and we will build this, and I will come back later on to describe this to show you that Biafra is going to be a nation, if not a #1 nation in the world, better than America and other countries. The names of my team, one of them is Naji. Just give their first name because of time. Naji, Ernest, Chooks, Nedosia. These are the people that will participate in our whole team. And I would like Naji to come and talk more on the things that we'll be doing as a nation. Because when we get through with this, you will love to be in Biafra. Naji, you there?
I'm here with you. Good day, dear friends.
Hey, go ahead.
Good day, dear friends. Good day, dear friends. My great Prime Minister, I appreciate and everyone, all the protocols duly observed. I am Naji Samuel. I'm from Enugu State. I am an engineer by profession. I am privileged to be one of the urban cabinet. I will be discussing on cleanliness and environmental management. Please, can I share?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
On? Yes. Y'all see it? Okay.
Okay, am I coming out clear?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Please, as you come in, leave your comments. We want to be seeing your comments. Share this broadcast to different platforms, WhatsApp groups, for those that was not opportune. The reason why I'm doing the broadcast is because
Good afternoon once again.
that was not opportune.
Good evening once again.
For those that was not opportune to listen to the broadcast, or watch it, that's why I'm doing the rebroadcast. So as you come in, leave your comments. We want to be seeing your comments and your thoughts towards this video and our channels, and also share to all WhatsApp group and invite your friends, to watch it. Thank you. As we proceed.
I say I want to thank our Prime Minister and also our Chairman for the introduction. He has really introduced the first class country with beautiful infrastructures, beautiful homes. I will be there. But as a team, we've looked at it that it is very, very important after putting in place all these infrastructures, putting in place all the buildings, the good environment, it needs to be maintained. That is why the urban developer has decided to create an integrated and sustainable waste management system that will guide us to achieve the kind of country we want, the country that everybody will want to stay in. So that is why our team work assiduously and we've been able to make some strategies, some regulations, also that will guide us to achieve our aims and objectives as one of the first class nations on earth. Our first objective and goals is to ensure that our public health is intact. We don't want to have a nation that people fall sick. So the poverty of urban is to ensure that the environment is extremely neat. Secondly is environmental protection. We must protect our environment from every harmful and from a kind of harmful hazardous materials. And again, we also want to face off landfill. We have proposed that we don't want landfill because we want our environment being protected. So landfill will be out of it. Our environment must be properly maintained. Then thirdly is going to be recovery of resources from value of the discarded materials. All the materials being discarded must not be wasted. We will turn them to valuable things and use them for other things. That is what we want to do in Biafra. There's not going to be wastage at all. Then we look at how to achieve this process. How to achieve this process? What we do to ensure that this is implemented is that first thing is this. We will go on what we call social mobilization. People will be reconscientized. We will orientate them. They have a kind of education from the grassroots. We'll try to change their subconsciousness and moral values in terms of cleanliness. That is what we'll do. Then secondly, there will be regulations and enforcement, which is very paramount. Every offender will be dealt with. That is it. Then thirdly there must be implementation and monitoring. That is very, very key to achieving our aims. And once all this is done, I can assure you, we are heading to the first-class nation. Then, there are some materials and equipment that is needed to achieve all this. And we have been able to design equipment and materials. The first one I'll be looking at is the trash cans. Trash cans will be all over Biafra land. It's going to be provided by the government. Every home, single home, depending on your kind of home, is a single home, double home, anything you represent, that will determine the size that will be with you. And we will also be providing a metallic trash can for our business people. This trash can, we will give it to them. It will be much bigger than the ones that is used in residentials. Then we can be deducted by tax. Then another thing we're going to do to ensure that we maintain the cleanliness and sustain the economy is the second thing is we are going to get trucks. The aims and objective of this truck is to convey all the waste to our plants, which I'll be describing later on. That will call that incinerators. So among the three materials needed, the first one is the equipment. The first of the equipment is the trash can. The second one is the truck that will convey all the trash. It will work 2 or 3 times in a week to ensure that our environment is neat. But being the first time we're starting, we're going to work every day because Biafra land is messed up. We're going to work every day, morning and night, to ensure that every Biafra land is neat. Then once that is done, then we'll be looking at the third place, which is the incinerators. Since once all these trash are gotten from the residents, it will be conveyed by the truck to the incinerators. A very good and peculiar aspect of this incinerator is that it has peculiar features. This incinerator, you can see here, it has the ability to burn the trashes. Apart from burning the trashes, it can also be used for generation of power. It can also be used to generate what we call an ash, and that ash can be used for so many other things. But in terms of these incinerators, it's a modern technology that can be used to burn the trashes. In the incinerators, it has what we call the furnace to burn the trash. Then it has what we call the motor and some mechanical components that will convert any trash burns. Then heat will be generated. When heat is generated, this heat will be transformed into power as it is, and also 3 end products will be generated from burning these trashes. One is the ash, secondly is the gas, and the third one is the heat. The peculiar thing about this incinerator is that the heat will be used to generate powers, and those powers will be added to our national grid. The very good advantage of this is that we can use 1 ton of this waste to generate 220 megawatts per day. That is a very peculiar aspect of it. So if we can generate 550 kilowatts by a ton of dustbin, you can imagine when we generate 1,000 tons, how many grades that will be added to our power grid. It will be awesome. Then also the ashes will be broken into pieces. There's a magnetic force that we use to separate the ferrous metals from the real ashes. Then the ferrous metal will be recycled, while the ashes will be used for the following processes. The ashes will be used for construction purposes. The ash can be used for structural fill for road construction. It can also be used for bricks, ceramics, tiles, asphalt, concrete pipes, and so on. That is the advantage of this incinerator. And also the fly ash. The fuel gas that is generated from the burning, because in the incinerator there's what we call the control room. Control room is going to be used to regulate the heat. So when the heat generated will be treated and released to the air, that gives it without any harmful effect on the economy. That is the roadmap, and when we work with this, I believe we'll have the Biafra, the first nation that will all yearn and fight for. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that. I hope you guys understand the technical portion of this.
Wow.
I've also introduced someone, let's move on, make it quick. Introduce Chooks to also discuss more about the energy that we'll be getting in this program, in the urban development program. So, Chooks, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead and talk about what your portion of the program.
All right. Speaking of, Linda, every one of us, everyone, Emily, and let me start by sharing my screen.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Well, good evening. My name is Aaron. I'm a biafra in the province of Abuja. So we want to understand the cabinet for giving you the opportunity to serve Biafra. And one of the Biafran that sanctioned and the best of in my best. We are all the movement and we are hungry for it. We are very sure to be the first class, one of the first class country to be called the world. Now, I'm going to talk on two things basically, but I'm starting with power. What? We know that power is the bedrock of every form of development. Any kind of development you can talk of, you have to talk about power. And these two things, power and agriculture, when you look at them, you notice that they are very, very paramount. Now, if you get them, if you succeed in two of them, your economy we have a very good foundation and roots to begin to soar. You will be able to be independent in these two aspects of investment, you know. Hello, can you hear me? No. Go ahead. Okay. So now, to give us a kind of mind investment and just teach a few and understand that one thought our people, because of the security nature of our people and what is already in place. Now, remember that even before now, about 10, 20, 15 years, 10 years ago, I began about power, and something Biafra have been complaining about power. Openly achieving
federal government of not wanting or of not allowing the Biafran territory to be developed. Deliberately, they were resisting to make sure that there's no power plant actually sited in the area they could make people to see or believe as that's it. CTONO, I remember CTONO actually accused the federal government. He told a story of how they dragged Moji power plant, Moji thermal power plant. They dragged struggle with it for federal government to leave it. Federal government insisted on taking over it. But the purpose was to bring it back, to shut it down. And as soon as they took it, that was gone. So because of that, I won't be well on that. And former minister also said that. Now, what I'm going to show us today is they are not the only power plants available in the Biafra territory, but they are the ones that most guarantee both the efficiency and availability. Some of them are already in place, they are already running. So when in the new nation, the power is very, very effective. But we are going to start with what is available. You know, when you are building, you start with what is in place, what is on ground. And that's what I'm going to present from now. Now, in the Biafra land, you already have there are some of the power plants available. Here of AFAM power station. Anyway, this is the best AFAM power plant is the best out of the power plant available in this nation. Some power plant, some people call it AFAM 6. Now, it's actually being run by or being powered by gas from here and energy. Now, AFAM is amazing. It's actually the bedrock of better grid in the country, and it's making people like me and not here proud because this is actually what we're powering both Abuja, and many some cities. They are depending on it. Now, I had the small things here. It's not very important, but AFAM, I had this actually first big project which was taken over by federal government and they continue with it. Then we also have Egbema. That's what is ongoing because it's actually in Igbo. So they try to build this, put it here, and of course, you should understand why they would allow it to go on. I didn't put that one here. There's one also around 10 minutes. Of course, you know, that one would also be allowed to repeat. Then there's one in almost. It's about 450 megawatts that cover. So it can have 250 megawatts a day. There's one in Okpa in Delta State. I think it's about 50 kilometers from River Niger, but in the Delta State. So that one is also powered by IG. Now, AFAM, I will be taking much time so that I will be able to touch many other things. Now, AFAM is not 100% utilized. This is what I want us to know. But what is in place? Remember that because what is even available, remember we are in the oil location. We are the oil port, oil and oil type of the country. So we will not have problem to power this plant. So that's what we should know by this. So for them, we have to utilize it. And by the time Biafra have taken over everything, then because of the grid, we may regulate and we have surplus power. But it won't stop there because some of them are not really functioning. And there are lots of electric power here. Lots of things have to be put in place to have steady power. I want Biafrans to know that we have power. After we'll be able to make people whose people's morale to begin to research, to begin to bring out the best in them because they can see power. It is people that can manufacture. You see them doing what they know best how to do. So AFAM is there. Now this is part of AFAM structure. This AFAM is actually something good to also give. Now element, I didn't mention this because we hear our partner element is very close to that element, esoterica. So this operational deformity and crime and embezzlement and everything, this have been more or less shorter because operational. But that is the element. By the way, AFAM power plant is in no deal, where they call no deal. I believe one of us know about the deal.
Okay.
Now, elders say that government, we see that people should call it Oyibo. So rather, when arguing it, the elders say that people should call it Oyibo. Oyibo means Igbo person. Yeah, only Igbo. So anyone, whether anyway they want to escape it, they say Igbo. Actually, Oyibo is formally in Igbo state, under Igbo state.
Let's go
okay,
on.
Okay, so now this is LLO here. This one more. Okay, so we are talking about 106 megawatts, and we have talk of Kasamadi. Please, Kasamadi is live. This is Kasamadi, and this is not a national grid, but it's actually doing fine. Kasamadi is doing fine and live. I think it's put about 408 megawatts a day. Now, you can see the expanded. Now, all five here, that one in Delta State, operational too. Now, let me go to the fact that these one nations, they are the gas power, oil and gas power plant. But then, I want to bring our attention, the attention of the Biafra government, to the other source of energy. Please, friends, we will be interested in other forms of energy because the world are already shouting, the world are already complaining of power. You know,
All right. Just keep going, kid. Finish up. Let's forget about the. Oh, we see it now on the additional renewable power and geothermal. Let's talk about the last portion of your work, which has to do with mechanized farming, quickly, so that we go to the final phase. Please.
Okay, sorry. Now, for mechanized farming agriculture, we have to be want, or we should work, our target should be to be independent as soon as everything is in place to start feeding ourselves. We don't have to depend on anything or anybody. And we can achieve, we can actually do. And this is why government has a lot to do here. Now, there's need to put this mechanized agriculture. Now, with mechanized agriculture, you can 15% of Biafrans, if about 10 or 15% of Biafrans receive farming, are interested in farming, or even less than that, you'll be able to feed the nation and even export because of mechanized farming. And government will have a lot to do here by creating conducive environment, by making this mechanized equipment available and affordable. You know, you can make incentive from the farmers.
Yeah, let's go ahead because of time, and we still have the department, business department to talk. And I would like to get Desir to finish up quickly what is left, so I can show them the video or a screen of what we're doing. Yeah, can you jump on, please?
Okay.
Quickly.
Good evening, everyone. All protocol duly observed. I would like to talk about the infrastructural aspects of what we are planning for the Biafran people. I want to share my screen as well. Okay, we're talking of the urban development infrastructure. So our team have actually looked at 5 key aspects in infrastructure, and it's going to be the erosion and flood control. Second one is going to be construction codes, or you can call it construction regulations. The third one is going to be how do we source for potable water? How do we provide potable water for our people, for the Biafran people? Then we are also going to introduce the sewage system in the Biafran country. Then lastly, we're going to, we've talked about how we are going to zone this, the places, the cities. And I would like to going straight into erosion. We have critically looked at the causes of this erosion in the eastern part of Nigeria, the Biafra land. And being a rainforest area, we experience a whole lot of rainfall. So rainfall seems to be one of the major factors why we have this erosion and flooding happening like a yearly event in the Biafran region. Then there are some other things that we do ignorantly as well, like weeding, deforestation, and bush burning. These are also factors that lead to erosion, and things that equally assist flooding whenever something of such magnitude occurs. Then unprofessional construction activities. These are like I've seen in several situations where construction companies go into illegal mining and harvesting of laterites and other mineral resources without the government checking these activities. And these activities lead to the ground becoming one particular part becoming a valley and the other side becoming looking like a mountain. As the rain keeps coming, it keeps eroding until it gets to where we have people living, where farmers are equally farming. And these are some of the things that we have looked into and we need to focus on when we move into government. Then lastly, unhealthy farming system or unhealthy farming culture. These are the things that actually cause this flooding system, and we have solutions to them, which we are going to provide for the Biafran people. So I'll quickly go into the construction codes. The construction codes are just construction regulations that set out standards to which buildings and other structures must conform with. That these codes, that okay, you can call them regulations, building or construction regulations. They cover both design, construction, alteration, repair, maintenance, and they specify the minimum requirements necessary to safeguard the health, safety, and welfare of building occupants. And not just building occupants and the public, it also give guidelines on how these construction activities impact on the environment and the community. So these guidelines are going to be well taken care of by the urban team, and will make sure that people use the right materials, use the right mixed ratio of concrete and other things that are necessary to make the environment good. Anyone that goes below the standard will be put to stop. Then we move on to potable water. How to get these sources, how to source potable water for the public. Yeah, we itemized four different sources. Since we are in the rainforest area, rainwater is a huge, as in a material, a source that we can actually get. This rainwater can be collected and channeled to plants. And this treatment plant, the water undergoes some processes, and it eventually comes out as a clean water and is piped down back into homes. Then we also have treated sewage water. We have the wastewater from homes, which can also be in form of a sewage treatment. We have the boreholes. We can also access boreholes, treat them, store them, and send them to homes. The sewage system and the treatment plants, we are looking at recommending it for new layouts for a start. Then as time progresses, we will look for a way to implement them in already built up cities. Then the treatment plant for recycling of waste products would also need to start up by the time we move into our nation. Then thirdly, each byproduct, the byproducts that we get from these treatment plants can equally be used for other things, just as Unaji has mentioned. It can be used for fertilizers as well. It can equally be used for electrification and other things. Then the water can also be recycled, purified, and used in home. That this wastewater that is channeled into the treatment plant can be recycled. Either it is put back into the natural rivers and oceans, or it can still be stored and taken back to the homes. So this, the screen is actually showing a diagram of how a treatment plant looks like. Next page, the last one, which is zoning. Yeah, zoning refers to how lands are used. It actually establishes a pattern of development across neighborhoods and the city by identifying what may be built on a particular piece of land. Example of zoning is like when you have a city where you have the residential layouts, we have the commercial layouts, and we have the industrial layouts. The residential is more of where people live. The commercial is more of where people do business, while the industrial is more of where manufacturing takes place, where goods are stored, and distribution centers. So from here, I would like the Minister of Urban Development to take it up from here. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know if you get the subdivision, what we call development. Look,
It's not coming out.
You're not seeing it. Let me go back and
Click on the share.
you want to see. Can you all see this one? No.
No, share your screen. Sorry.
Hold on. Let me. Okay, I got you. All right. Please see where this is now. You see this?
Please.
Okay. All right. Let me click on it. And I want you guys to see this because this is what the city is about, or the community is about. A minute. Okay. And just okay. 1 second. Can you all see this?
Yeah, we do, but it's not opening. Not here.
No, it's not open.
It's not open here.
To us.
Okay. Hold on. Your screen. Okay.
It's not opening.
You see it now? No.
No.
Well,
It's not
you're
opening.
not clicking on the
Click on it.
I'm
on
clicking
the
on the.
You're not seeing it.
Okay.
I want to go back to share.
Go back and share.
Okay. Let me go back
That's why share is development task concept.
because this is something.
Development concept is where you click and it's open. Maybe.
Okay.
You might want to double click on it.
Double clicking it, it's not coming on. Hold on.
Even your console is not showing up.
Close some other
open close some of other open
Close this. Let me close this. This is one thing I don't want you guys to miss. Okay, let me try it again.
And start the sharing afresh.
Okay, what I want you to see has to do with the master plan that we have done here in Texas, and I want you guys to experience it, and that's what the Biafra Nation will be able to be involved in. Can you see it now?
So you're not sharing it. You have to share. No, you're not.
Okay.
Please, then go back from the beginning and share it. Go back.
Go back.
Afresh.
Okay, I'm at the bottom here. Is sharing.
Green.
Okay, I see the screen. The green stuff. Okay. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes.
I think it's opening
It's coming up now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Okay. Hold on. Can you all see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is what you're gonna get. This is residential development, family, single family, multi-family, recreational facilities, sewer treatment plant. That's very important. And then energy power stations and water tower. These are critical every single evening. And then single family and multi-family apartment complexes and homes. What you're looking at is a set of master plan that shows how we develop a neighborhood, a bunch of bushes or where you have grass. That's why it will be the first one Biafra will do that will draw the world to come and see wonders in Biafra land. If you look at this, you have commercial over here, then you have medical, you have educational, you have recreational. The way it is. It's a road from the neighborhoods where you have much number to get into the gates. And then you have the single family. You have a 1 bedroom, you got 2 bedrooms, different. What you've seen also. This is what we have built. You have the gates to go in. This is officers that will keep you from going in if you don't live there. These are access roads. Okay? Other set of apartment complex and the units. Okay? This is another set of apartment complexes. You see entry, excuse me, entry is here. These 2 spaces are how you get in. This is the main hallway. So you cannot just go in there without permission, without access route. So this is what we have a home for a master plan. And then when you go back and look at some other stuff that we've done, and I'll show you that in a minute, so you know that we really have great units that we can use to do great things. See, let me find one here. This is another master plan. This is a typical where we have a unit up to where I need it to be. So, okay, this will give you some other master plans. And I will show you. I'm not going to go read it to you. This is another set of master plans. You see this one here? That's a master plan of its own. You could mix them up. Okay, this is another master plan. This one here, this is the one you've seen already. And the third one is this. This is a high class, high home type environment. Some of these homes cost $1 million. Some of these homes back here cost $1 million. And you see this water. I don't know if you have to see what I'm doing. This water here, what it does, it becomes an erosion or type of flooding control. You direct all into that water space here. And here. So you wouldn't have flooding in this. This is it. So it's a concept that we have built here in Texas, and you have water flows over here, all on the outside of the homes. On the outside of the home. So you don't have flooding in this neighborhood. Then the last but not the least is going to be this. This can be what they call townhomes. You can build 2 new homes together as one. And you see the water over here. This is also flood control. It's all flood control. We live in a place that we need flood control continually. We saw what happens to the street and the roads that eroded out because of the flow of water. We control the water, it will come to that spot, and people will enjoy living in these properties. I want you guys to realize that Biafra, as it comes, because it's not when, it's already here. We just need to get everybody else that don't belong there out of the place. So we will build to benefit every human being. This is inside an existing city like Enugu, Aba, you name it, big cities. We can take this type of design here and plug them inside over there. Now, wow. I'm sorry?
It's a wrong situation.
Wow.
I'm amazed.
We're ready to see this happen. This is our nation. We will make it happen. You can build, and we have people to build. We have builders that will do the same. Wow. You see all this massive. You see the homes, how big they are. See the roads that are there. That tells you something. That look at how big. This is almost like a White House in America, in Washington. See how big this one is. So this is what you can get. That's why Biafra is going to be the best country in the world at the end of the day. So I want you to see this. We have done this already in Texas. Can you imagine? You build, it's normal here in Texas. And all this water here, you control your environment. That's what we do. Planning and controlling the environment. That's what urban development will do. We take a place, make it work. Now, infrastructure, we talked about infrastructure. You come to Enugu, all these open gutters, we cover the open gutters, put pipes in them to run water drain to where it's low. So water will go to one spot. We're not going to have flooding as we normally have. That road you saw that was half cut out will never happen. Shouldn't happen. It shouldn't have happened. But because there's no drainage system that will alleviate water from damaging the roads from happening, we keep it just like that, and it rains and it destroys the roads. That's not going to happen in Biafra land. Nowhere in Biafra land. So I want us to see this. You understand that we are ready to go and engage in this country of ours. That is why our team is the business department would love to sell some of these apartments that you have seen. If you want me to show you more apartments, I'll show you. But you see some of these apartments or homes that you have here, and people will buy them and will live in them. And I don't know, Ngozi, Dr. Ngozi, I don't know if you guys want to put in your $1, not 1 cent, $1 into this program that we're doing. But I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm really excited what we'll do. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Fantastic. We'll be the best nation. The best nation. Okay.
I hope we are building for the homeless and the street people, like we call it social buildings, to remember.
That's where the government comes in. The government will come and will build apartment complexes. Most of them will be 1-bedroom units. Build a 5-bedroom if we need to, but the government can only support those that don't have, and that is the best way to go.
And you remember this place, we need, we call it, where home people, you can accommodate going old. You remember we like saying wind, this woman, the children die because of wind. We call it where they take care of the homes. That's sometimes, well, maybe nobody to take care of them, then we'll take them there, then we can.
Let us finish this presentation. Let us share. Everybody, just hold on to your questions, please. Let Bridget come in first and give us the money and give us the proposals, and then we can go from there. Thank you. The Honorable Minister, you want to stop sharing? Are you still sharing?
Yeah, no, let me stop. I'm no longer.
Yes, sir.
Wow, it's great.
Biafra will be a beacon.
We love it.
African continent and to the world.
Honorable Minister and his team.
You know.
Thank you very much.
Very much, man.
I would like you to leave your comments.
You guys are awesome.
These are the things that's been done already. It's not like we're trying to make it up.
No, you're the
all over.
All right, Ms. Bridget, can you please go ahead?
All right, everybody. My name is Bridget Wanje. I am from Asaba, and I am part of the business team. And you guys have seen the excellency of what the urban and their team have done. Showing you now is what will come once everything has been. So you've already seen. So within this picture, we are working with the urban development that we could produce about between 100 and 120 flats within this complex. And that he has already shown. This is another design we can produce over 100 flats, again with the development. And then we also got single houses. So this is what we call this a 5-bedroom box house. Again, this can also be part of the multiple stuff that the department talked about. As Dr. Ngozi, I am projecting it. I'm projecting, so if you can show yours, then I can do mine. Okay. Can everybody see what I'm showing?
Yes.
Yeah, very well. Okay, let Dr. Ngozi shut down our I shut down. Let's start again. Good. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, so, okay, let me start again. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
So that is the 5-bedroom box house. So we've got the single unit. So within here, you're going to have the studio flats that Reverend talks about. You're going to have the 1-bedrooms. You're going to have the 2-bedrooms, and also the 3 bedrooms within this complex. And so will this be. So we're planning to have 3 of these, perhaps 2 of these one and 1 of these ones, giving us at least 450 flats. And we want to sell them off plan to Biafrans as soon as possible. So that's part of this presentation, that having seen all of this, we want to sell this to Biafrans. You know, we're going to build 3 of these in Biafra land. And therefore we would like all Biafrans and anybody who's interested in the purchase of this to express an interest. Equally, we've got the box houses. So if you're interested in this as well, we will give you where to email. Now, within this complex, as I've said, we would have about 25 studios in one complex, 25 1-bedroom, 25 2-bedrooms, and 25 3-bedrooms. So whichever one of them that you are interested in, please let us know, and then we can do the sales to you. Also, we're hoping to have about 10 luxurious 5-bedroom box houses within Ebube, which is the capital, within the GRA of Ebube. We hope to have this in place. Right. In terms of prices, again, we're looking at Ebube. At the moment, the GRA within Ebube at the moment, a studio flat will cost about $25,000. And again, it's a leased property. And 1-bedroom is, again, these are highly subsidized rates from the government of Biafra, so you wouldn't be paying the whole lot. But these are what we're looking at the moment. So 1-bedroom is $35,000, 2-bedroom is $50,000, and 3-bedroom is $65,000 within these 2 complexes. And this is Ebube at the moment, but we plan to duplicate this in every state of Biafra when Biafra comes. And then the box houses will be going for $90,000. Again, this one is quite good because the sale of this includes the land that is based on, while the other ones are flats. So we want to sell this, as I said earlier, as soon as possible. Then in addition to the properties, we've seen the master plan. So we've got this master plan. And if you look very closely within the master plan, there are crescents, and there are streets, and there are lanes, and there are boulevards, and there are all of, again, we've got this. So if we're working on boulevards, again, if you look at them, you can. And so we're going to mark all of this. We're going to label all of them, and then we're going to make them available for individuals to purchase. And again, this was the last one that the Reverend was showing. Again, is just the same concept, the roads and the streets. We also want to sell them, so you can buy any of those in your family name. Again, we're looking at having about 30 lanes within each complex, within each master plan. looking at having about 30 crescents, 20 drives, 20 streets, 10 avenues, and 10 boulevards within each of those. And how much are they? A lane will cost $5,000. A crescent will cost $7,000. Drive is $10,000. To have your name on the streets is $10,000. But then if you want to own an avenue or a boulevard, each of those will cost $100,000. And most of these prices, again, have been evaluated by the urban development as being fair. We can talk about it and then we can negotiate if you're very keen. So these are the prices that underpin all the presentation we've had today. So if you are interested either on the road, just of any of the flats or even the box houses, please email info@biafrarepublic.gov.org, or if you have the telephone number of any of the, like Dr. Ngozi or whoever that you prefer, and feel comfortable to have a chat with them, or the urban development, please do. We can pick up that information. But we encourage every Biafra to invest in this off-plan kind of as soon as possible. Thank you very much. And we can Dr. Ngozi, can I hand over to you?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right, we're back to.
Let me help you up a little bit.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
The avenue and the boulevard, if you want to buy it for that price, to me it's low. We will provide you with trees on the sides of the, it's about 6-lane road or boulevard or avenue. And the middle also got plant trees on them. And that's a beautiful environment. It goes up to half a mile to a mile to 2 miles to 3 miles, depending on the neighborhood or the city where it is built. In there will be maybe let's see, about three miles each of the.
Okay, I think these are the student flats.
All right, great. So we can now take questions if people have. We see a couple of things that are raised. I don't know if PM is back. If you want to say anything before we continue. And during the presentation, I know we didn't see SM Wachido's here, and then the Honorable Minister, yeah, I don't know, we saw the pictures of the presenters, but the business, BRGIE business team is Bridget. She can take your questions, and let us start with Nena. Go ahead, please.
I just wanted to ask a question regarding the materials to be used in building these houses. I know that out here where we live, they use planks and other materials. In our country, due to our weather, we use block and cement, and so what type of material are we looking at to be used in constructing these houses in Biafra?
Okay, the material will be just about the same thing. The thing is, we've designed a type of thickness to all the materials, especially interior walls. A lot of them will be either small 4-inch blocks, plastic, or we have sheets of concrete that are also 4 inches thick. It will just set in the middle of each room. So there will all be concrete buildings in and out.
Right, thank you. Next question. Sylvanus or Eric, go ahead with your question, please. Unmute yourself. Sylvanus. Go ahead, Sylvanus, we're waiting.
Okay, yeah. My question is that for some of the street and the major things they mentioned to sell, how can we recognize like some of our people who pay dearly with their blood in all those our urban development to remember them? Those die at the die spot, like the one that they shoot at the Port Harcourt or Owen. When they carry us to go to hospital, that person said that the only word he said that we should get biafra for him and he give up. All those streets and the other places, how can we remember all those ones that pay for their life for our freedom? All those our urban development areas. All those streets, like all those streets and other things sell.
I can answer that. What we've done within the presentation, you will see that we haven't mentioned hospitals, airports, and major trunk A roads, all of those big stuff, stadiums, those are big schools, universities, there's a lot of sports centers. We have reserved those. We have reserved, and then of course government properties. We have reserved those for the heroes and unsung heroes. Some of these people you're talking about. So when Biafra is built, we will now, again, there will be a committee to get those names and begin to recognize them in the way you said. So the ones we're selling are just the ones we need to, sell to us, the Biafra. But those people you're talking about, there are bits that will always be reserved for them, the airports and all of those major buildings. We're going to do that. It's all part of the plan.
Okay, the next question I get is about our weight and our urban development, because if we continue with this our former soccer way with our borehole, that is why I thought we never go up. Because all those soccer ways mix with all those boreholes mix with our soccer ways in every compound. That is why you see typhoid every day by day.
We'll have trucks taken to those homes and will absorb some of those soccerways tankers and take them to the treatment plant where it is processed and disposed of.
Yeah. Because, for example, I think all go by pipe for that big, and you go a place where the recyclers. That is why toilet is not full in Germany here. All of them go, they channel them all of them one place. And just they can't touch on the ground.
Yeah, that's what we need. Okay, that's what we call a treatment plant. All our new subdivisions will have treatment plant. We will have a treatment plant that will move the sewer system into those plants for processing. And the soccer waste that are already in these cities will have equipment that will pick them, that will suck them off the ground, okay, and take them out. Then if we're able to build a pipeline to drain those sewer lines, then we'll do that and put a plant where it will be processed.
I think that is the best. You off from the ground, because every ground is with the water.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much. The next question. Go ahead into your question, please.
Okay. I'm at the McDonald's. We have a problem. I lost my network, so due to the music going on. I just wanted to ask about the mortgage. There's going to be a mortgage bank. All these housing purchases, or is it not? Are we going to start a bank anytime soon?
I didn't get his question.
Eddie, can you ask your question, please? Can you repeat?
Yeah, I was asking about banking, mortgages for these houses. Are we going to be unfunded, or are we going to use this to establish a mortgage system? Remember, the PM, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you. Good luck.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have a mortgage system. The banks should have it. There are companies that could do that to loan money for you to buy a property and you pay them notes. Yes.
No, I mean is to establish a credit system, to use this as a beginning to start a credit system in Biafra.
Yes, we can do that. With the banks and the government will back it up.
Bridget, do you have a you wanna? I will just go. Can everybody mute your phone, please?
Yeah, I was gonna add that. The purchases of this property is actually possible. So it will be the money you're raising wherever you're living at the moment, rather than these properties are being sold now. They're being sold off plan. They're not being sold when we get Biafra. They're being sold today, tomorrow, as soon as possible. So the funding will need to come from the banks or where you live at the moment. That's the plan.
Bridget, I think did you highlight on the mode of payment? The percentages. I'm not sure the other. You're muted, please.
Who is interested in either the properties or on the roads that you pay 50% deposit now, and then you have 1 year to pay the balance. That was what the business team agreed.
Thank you. Next question. Go see Elizabeth. Go ahead, please. Okay, go ahead.
Clubs, yes. You mentioned clubs when you are talking about the plan. It was also in the map. And I'm wondering, is it the government that will build these clubs or individuals, or how is the plan? How is it going to be?
The government will not build the clubs. If you look at what we did, the land may be the government, but they will sell the lot, a section of the land to individuals. Now, they call subdivision, what I call them, a group of subdivisions that get together. They can build a club, or the owner of the land is even build it. But then they have to collect money for that. And you know that nobody wants to pay you for the club. Club is not where you have party all the time. Club where you have birthday parties, get together, all the things other than just go and drink alcohol or whatever the case may be. It's not a typical club in a city. It's a subdivision club for parties for children most of the time. Education can be for a state can put in schools, individuals can build schools, and also the government, federal government can build schools. Now, the schools has to be where we tell them to build it at. That is, the urban development will give them a land where that will be. You can't just build anywhere or anyhow. That's why we have to protect the subdivisions where the homes are, because it gives the value of the home the same or higher if we don't put anything that is not home in that property. So we have to separate them in sections, and that's what they call zoning. We zone out the area where this function, this will be for this area will be for that, and this area will be for housing, this area will be for multifamily. So it's schools and other things will be on one side of it, outside the homes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay, go ahead. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Minister and President. I have a few questions, and they will all run concomitantly. The first is, I believe your ministry is responsible for the development of all urban cities in Biafra land, or is it only the Ebube, the capital? If so, is there provision for farm fields in or in the suburbs of every major city, because it is also needed? Is there any provision for leasing of farm fields? like what is obtainable, like in the zoo today, what they that as infrastructure investment is just building raising structures without planning for agricultural facilities. Is there any provision for such? Before I continue.
Yes, there's a provision for that, and that is why we discussed it. We have farmlands, and we have to compensate property owners when we buy them in bulk and use it for farmlands. We also compensate the farmers to give them the funds to build. When we break out of Nigeria, we would not want them in the north to supply food to us because they might even poison it. So either we buy food for maybe it's a few months while we generate our own food system. And then our food will not be sold out until we start having more than enough to do that. Yes, the farmlands will be even farm settlements.
Only there will be farm settlements.
I'm sorry? Yeah, we'll
definitely there's a farm settlement in the place map.
In every suburbs of a major city. So that's definitely. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The next is also something like ecological control. It's your ministry responsible for a long-distance ecological control, or let me just say forestry preservation control method that will link interstates or inter-regions, because it is very, very necessary. Like in along major highways or roads, any plan to preserve the forestry along these routes for erosion control or something ecological like that, protection.
That's what we call topographic survey. We're going to do topographic survey of all areas in Biafra land. That will help us direct the flow of water, either from within the city or outside the city. So when we know there is erosion, we'll find ways to remedy that, to overcome that by either planting some grasses that have roots that will hold the ground down, or find ways to put gutters, covered gutters to roll the water out to areas. You saw the master plan that I showed. You showed some areas where there's water. That's good irrigation. You know, we put those buckets of areas to hold water. We direct all the water topograpically to that area, and it holds water as long as we want it to hold water.
I'm satisfied. Thank you very much. Yeah, good job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Pastor Rose, go ahead. Okay,
can I ask? I'm here, sorry. All right, what it's about the money they said that they have to deposit first, then before a year. What about those people who did not struggle for this Biafra? Because they have the money, they will get it as fast as, and they will be named immediately. Is it good? Can't we, like for example, like I asked earlier, we have like what they say, social houses, hospitals, and the home places as to build, so that those that cannot afford that amount of money, they can afford what they can pay because they struggle to get this Biafra. Not those that are sitting just because they have the money, they get it and they keep them there. Thank you for wonderful things you people are doing. Kudos and God bless you. That's my question.
Bridget, go ahead, please.
I think there should be a response to what Pastor Rose said.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Well, as I've said earlier, part of the objective of doing this is for us to raise money before Biafra comes. that the idea of building, of making properties available for the less privileged. I spoke about the unsung heroes and the heroes of Biafra. The objective of the business team being attached to the urban development work is for us to raise money now. That is what it's all about. It's about fundraising. But when Biafra comes, every idea you've just given will be considered. You know, the hospitals, maybe perhaps within the block of flats we're talking about, maybe we might decide that 10 of them or 15 of them could be made available to those who could not afford it. So, I mean, we're only talking about 3 buildings within Biafra. We can do more. But the objective of this particular one is to raise funds. But then what you requested is valid and it will be taken on board and it will be part of the master plan when Biafra comes.
Right, thank you so much. Benjamin, go ahead, please.
Unmute yourself.
I just want to ask a question about naming of streets. Is it strictly going to be on purchase? Or yes, how about the already named streets? Would names of all of them be renamed? I mean, streets that are already named, would they be renamed? Streets are going to be on purchase. I don't know if you get it.
Essentially, Bridget, I think I can answer that. We are rebuilding everything in Biafra. So we are rebuilding everything. And when we talk about street, we don't know what street exists there. And we don't want to know about the street. So we are rebuilding everything from scratch. So as it stands now, nothing exists in Biafra. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I don't know. Go ahead, please.
Do I need to? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. About what Pastor Rose was saying about maybe when we kick open, all these rich people will come and buy us everything. Probably if we can have into consideration those who did not, we have like 2 sets of priorities. For those of them that didn't support, their prices will be different. And then for those of them that supported, the prices will be different. So that way, they don't just sit back when they're done, they'll come and then just buy. So that's the suggestion I'm putting regarding what the consent she was raising about all these rich people coming to buy up everything.
Thank you so much. Chika Akunia, go ahead with your question, please. If you have any question that is related to the presentation, to the selling of the apartments, to the selling of the homes, those are the questions that they are here to ask.
Sorry, I was a little bit late, so I don't understand, but I just want to know, if their money for the apartment, is it going to be paid instrumentally or once?
Like I always said, based on our department on security for lives and properties, one, like I always said, is it being considered in this urban development that it could be yes or no? Then 2, we talk about those fighting for this. We are on a journey. We are not yet concluded. So even if people come up today to bring money, that's still part of what we are doing. So I don't see it wise to say who that purchase things or people that didn't purchase things, because we are still on a journey. So if people comes up today to assist what we are doing by funding what we are doing, they are also part of what we are doing. So the selling of these properties now is still on the journey of realizing this our Biafra. And it's a way of raising funds. So those that were before and those that come now that we need money are still the same. So the comment I wanted to make. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so those are all the hands up for any questions, and then Otuwamwanya, go ahead with your Savannah's. I don't know what you can put that on unless you will have another question. Otuwamwanya, go ahead with your question, please.
My question would be, is there going to be a place mapped out for those that fought for this freedom in the so-called Biafran capital, like that GRA, the most expensive places? Is there a place mapped out for those that really fought from the beginning with this? Is there a place that they can, they will say, okay, this place, you guys, you marry this place, or in some places that, you know, somebody might like to live in the capital city or other cities, you know, is there a place mapped out for them? I mean, those costliest places, or is it meant for those with money? Thank you.
I can only answer a little bit of that. As I said earlier, we are only selling 3 of those master plans and the box houses at the moment. We have a lot of land, and as we move along, so many other ideas can come. Again, as I've said earlier, all the important buildings, the airports, the sports centers, the schools, we're going to reserve those for the heroes and unsung heroes. But I don't know whether you mean we need to build houses and give in to those that have done work free. I don't really understand that question.
What I meant is, you know, some areas like the GRA houses that is affordable, or that might be affordable for those that has money, maybe that cost $100 million, $100,000. I don't know, for those that fought, that contributed to this freedom, to this struggle, I don't know if there is any place, those top places, that is meant for them to buy or be part of. I don't know if you get the question.
My brief at the moment, as I've said earlier, is purely on the 3. Were you here at the beginning of the presentation?
Yes, I'm here.
So at the presentation, we presented 3 master plans and 3 structures with about 120 units in them. At the moment, that's what we're focusing. As we go along, there might be opportunities within GRA to build low-cost homes for some of these people you're referring to. So this isn't a be-it-all, end-all. As the Prime Minister said, everything will be rebuilt. So in the process of that, some of the things you are suggesting will be considered. At this point in time, we're just focusing on these 3 buildings.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Barry, go ahead, please.
Good evening, everyone. I just have a question to the Urban Development Minister and his team. First of all, congratulations for a brilliant job. My first suggestion is, we have been fighting for our freedom for almost 50 years. So in these 50 years, so many has fallen, a lot of people have suffered, and we are still fighting, and things are still happening. Is there a plan to have a monument in every Biafran city in terms of remembering all these people, especially the 2 million children that died? Do we have a plan in each Biafran city to erect a monument with a library or civic center attached to that monument? And the names or pictures of the children who starved to death will be put there, and this I'm suggesting on each capital of each of the states. It's just a question, and it's also a suggestion for deliberation. Thank you.
Yes, there will be a plan for that. In all the cities that I know of, or maybe in all states, there's some areas where you have libraries and areas that people put together monuments of children, pictures of children and adults that went through Second World War and stuff. So yes, that would be there for the future to look at it, because we cannot lose our past as we go forward to do better in our future. Yes.
Thank you. My other suggestion is this. I understand that the finance department says that if anybody wants to purchase these houses, that you pay half up front and pay the other one a year later. But I think the people who are in this struggle currently to be given a more flexible approach to be able to be part of this. Because it's not everybody that has the money to pay up front. So I think the flexibility in the payment, as long as the person is paying constantly, should be reviewed. Okay, because a lot of people have money, and the people who come in and just buy off all the street, and the people who fought for the struggle, who don't have the money, will end up not participating. I think that should be reviewed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. But what do you suggest?
I am suggesting for example, the 5-bedroom that goes for $90,000. I'm suggesting that anybody who is actively participating in this struggle that is able to come up with $15,000, the person should put it down and tell when to make the other payments. That is what I'm suggesting. I think they have is a little bit punitive, because not everybody has the money already, but all of us are here because if you don't have money but you have suggestion, it is an instrument, just like money. Thank you.
So you're suggesting 25% upfront?
Yes, that will help more people who are in the struggle to participate. Yes.
I think while they continue to pay in.
Yes.
I come in here. Dr. Berry, thank you so much. I remember that the presentation they did was for Ebube, the capital city, and there have been replication of this in all the 32 states. In fact, some people will choose to have or to live or to buy from their own state's GRA. So it's not just, it's not just in Ebube. So I think the presentation they did right now is to facilitate fundraising towards biafra restoration. I strongly believe we have to have biafra first before we even start replicating these places in all the 32 states. And like the business team leader has said, there'll be replication of these buildings like in 3 places in Ebube, like the GRA and all that. So it's not just one area. And one thing that they talked about is that most of the people that have been contributing towards this restoration, in one way or the other, they've really contributed. Many have contributed so much money. So this is really the first time people are contributing money towards something in Biafra land. You know, there are people here that have contributed way more than the studio. Bridget, the studio is how much? We're talking about $25,000. You're muted. Sorry, you're muted.
The studio is $25,000.
Great. And then half of that is about $12,000, $13,000. So there are people here, one way or the other, have really contributed way is that. Take go ahead, then Chika, and then we can
I have like 2 people ahead of me. Silvanos, I don't know.
Go ahead. You call it again.
Thank you for saying, but I want us to understand that we shouldn't be having this idea of those who have contributed so much in this, what they will take and the privileges they will enjoy. Everyone that is a Biafran will have privileges to enjoy. And this is a nation for all and nation of all. And then there are some ground that have not given 1 naira, but they have contributed more than those that have given $1 million. Say so. There's a very poor person in Biafra land that when you talk about sit at home, when you talk about anything Biafra, they stick their head out. They do everything to make sure that this is fine. So I am not going to count myself a better Biafran or a more fortunate Biafran because I am on the media and everybody seeing me. If I was on ground, I would do that. I have internet, I have light, and then what do I have to do? I have to do what I have to do because I have the access to these things. But if I'm on ground and I don't have access to these things, I will contribute in another way from what I'm doing. So I am not better than that person who is not as privileged as I am to be where I am. So let's be very careful when we say those that have contributed, they will do this, or those that have not contributed, they will get that. Please. I would suggest that. Thank you. Everybody contribute.
Thank you. Do you have any question in respect to the presentation?
Yeah, I have question. Question I asked for.
Hold on. No, so that's not you. I'm still asking Rafael. If you have any. Okay, thank you. Kika, go ahead, please. Kika, go ahead.
Yes. Go ahead. Okay. My question is that the market forces have an effect on the prices. For example, maybe you have a year to finish the payment. In the process, market forces shooting up or shooting down. Is there a possibility or not?
Bridget, go ahead. You're muted.
No, these are highly subsidized property. I mean, generally, we've taken out over $30,000 from all of this because these prices are really cheap. So whatever it is, that's what we're going to pay for. Again, don't forget, it will probably take another 2 years or 3 after Biafra to build this stuff. But the price remains the same. If you've been issued a certificate, your certificate remains valid, and you'll be given the property as soon as you're ready. So it's already inflation proof. There's no way.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to hand off that box. I really like it so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Go ahead. Chika, can you unmute yourself, please?
The question now. I'm the one that just asked the question now.
Oh, you already did. Oh, thank you. Put down your hand here. Yeah.
No, sorry.
Okay, so okay. So one more question.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Yes, please. Yeah, because thank you so much. Kudos for your job well done. Please, I would like to ask, we would like a very good family system, which will provide such a very good social services. And coming to the aspect of social services centers, did we put them into consideration in these neighborhoods and the various the communities your ministry is talking about, and also the nursing homes and recreational centers? Because to encourage, because I know many of our seniors and brothers and sisters are outside the country and they are desiring Biafra. They want to go home today, tomorrow. How do some of them have some little savings that when you're presenting this project now, they would want to get one so that they can go home peacefully when Biafra comes. So how do we encourage them? Because we have to bring them into limelight and encourage them to buy this. I don't know if I made sense with what I've just asked.
Yes, a lot of sense. Let me respond to that. One thing you have to understand is the government will always have a program for elderly folks and those that are sick or those that are handicapped. And in that situation, we'll be able to provide them with these facilities that they're going to need or use through their life, regardless. And that's what we're going to do to start with. The government will build.
I don't know whether it's the same thing in America. Because now, if I say, okay, let me say that I want to buy that